Hello, it's my Eurovision 2021 Top 39 Countdown, place number 15. It's Greece, Stefania and Last Dance. Welcome to Matt Loves Eurovision. Please do click on the subscribe button, ring that notification bell, and like, share and comment below. So we have yet another 2020 internally selected candidate reselected to be the internally for the 2021 entry. And here we have Stefania, or to give her a full name is Stefania Liberakakis, who is actually Dutch Greek. She was born in the Netherlands and her family are originally from Greece, but she was born in and brought up in the Netherlands, and her musical career started in the Netherlands as well. Now, last year her song "SUPERG" was written and produced by those well-known Eurovision writers Dimitris, Kontopolous, Sharon, Vaughan, and also Arcade, who are a Greek songwriting and production team who, again, a lot of Eurovision pedigree there. And it's the same team that have come back to do her song for this year, Last Dance. But the songs are very different indeed, and I think I would probably say this alongside Georgia are two of the most my biggest glow-ups in terms of where my position was last year versus where I placed the songs in this year's countdown. Not the biggest glow-up of all, that is yet to come, and you'll have to wait a little bit longer to see where the biggest increases come from. But yes, I certainly have ranked Greece a lot higher this year than I did last year. Now, Stefania is still only 18. She only turned 18 in December, but she's no stranger to the Eurovision stage because in 2016 she took part in Junior Eurovision. She was part of a girl band called Kisses, I think, and but she did not represent Greece at the Junior Eurovision Song Contest. She represented the Netherlands. So in some ways, Rotterdam is going to be a bit like performing to home fans, as well as obviously having all the support back in Greece. Now, I have to say, last year, SUPERG, I was not a huge fan of. And it had some Greek-sounding elements, which I always enjoy. I think that's always good, nice to have. But it really felt quite like a Junior Eurovision entry. Different this year. I really enjoy Last Dance. I mean, it's not necessarily the most complex or kind of deep of entries. Probably if you contrast that with kind of what goes behind Romania and Bulgaria's entries, I appreciate this is not as necessarily as complex as those, but it's a lot of fun. It's up tempo, it's catchy, it's very 80s sounding, but in a good way, in a really nice way. And it's in some ways it replaces or it takes that place of a song that a lot of fans liked in the national finals. That was Norway's national final, Rayleigh with Hero. I think it fills that kind of 80s dance pop, but with a modern sound, feel. In terms of how this will do, I think this is probably has a reasonable chance. I think there's a good chance of qualifying. I think I would see this qualifying from the semi-final it's in. I think it's in the second semi-final, the weaker one. Apparently, there's going to be something, we are promised something quite new or impressive with staging. We'll have to wait and see what that brings. But I think kind of a combination of a strong Greek diaspora vote, just generally Greece has a good qualification record, not unblemished these days. It has failed to qualify a couple of times, but generally they get they have one of those latent levels of support that will probably help push them through into the grand final. I don't really know how this will do with the juries. I think possibly that will come down to kind of Stefania's live vocal, and I don't really know much about that yet, or certainly not for the song. I'm sure that might come up before Eurovision, but at the moment I don't really know. But I'd expect that this should at the very least get into the grand final.